Campground is one of our favorite places to come. Campground is a lovely RV resort nestled in northeastern Tennessee on Lake Douglas near the Smoky Mountains. It's on the pricier side for a campground, but it has all the usual amenities you come to expect out of a modern RV resort, including laundry facilities, curbside trash pickup, beautiful and clean bathhouses, and the nicest dog park I have ever seen. It's not real grass, it's artificial turf over a grating that they can go out and hose every once in a while. There's never any dirt or mud, and your dog always stays clean. It's amazing. Unfortunately, there's not a separate space for dogs that are maybe smaller or older or don't get along well with other dogs, but that's hard to find in any campground. There's basketball, pickleball, volleyball, a game room, a playground, and Gaga Ball. And for those of you who don't know what Gaga Ball is, basically it's a game where the kids all get into this big penned area, they roll a ball back and forth, and they try to hit each other in the legs. And if you get hit in the legs, you're out. And anybody of any age can jump in at any time and play, and it's a great icebreaker for kids. There's a really nice beach next to the lake with lounge chairs and a big pavilion with rocking chairs and picnic tables. In the late spring and summer, they open the pool, which has slides and a small splash pad, and they make amazing use of the lake. There's no lifeguard on duty, and life jackets are not required, but if you want one, you can rent one from the office, or of course you can bring your own. They also have kayaks, paddle boards, and pontoon boats that you can rent. There's a boat ramp for your personal watercraft, and you can also rent a slip at their dock for your own boat or jet ski. Yeah. Campground is the one place where we always rent a golf cart because it's worth it.
Yeah, because like it has a lot of hills. It's not the biggest campground. It's pretty big.
It is.
But
we've been to bigger.
But it's very hilly, so
yeah, it's very, very hilly.
It's tough to walk.
Yeah, and it's just fun. And kids are allowed to drive the golf carts as long as there's an adult in the car with them or in the front seat with them. So that makes it kind of fun for the kids. And it is kind of worth it because things are kind of spaced out here. And it's just fun. It gives us something to do. The layout of the sites in the park is designed quite well. They're relatively easy to back into. You have enough space between yourself and your neighbor to not feel like you're on top of each other. And the views are amazing from everywhere in the park. One thing about Campground is you gotta book kinda early. Like they book 2 years in advance, and in the summer it tends to get pretty booked up. So
yeah, this place is
plan way ahead. Otherwise, you're gonna be moving each night to a different site. The park is located about 30 minutes from a lot of the fun attractions of Sevierville and Pigeon Forge, including our favorite, Dollywood. They're right there.
Ah, there.
Hey!
I need to go on this thing here.
If you're interested in something a little bit less touristy, try checking out the historic town of Dandridge, which is only about 6 or 7 miles straight up the road from Campground. There's some really rich history of the local area from the Revolutionary War and the Civil War. There's some places to eat there, and there's some cute little artisan shops as well as some great antique shops. Now, of course, if you're watching this, you want to know about any drawbacks or downsides, right? Campground is located in an area that's just off the beaten path enough to feel like you're really in the mountains while still being relatively easy to get to. But something you need to be mentally prepared for is the narrowness of the road leading up to the campground. For those last 10 minutes of your drive, or the first 10 minutes as you leave, there are a lot of trees and light poles right up next to the road, and in some cases there's no shoulder at all. So that can create a bit of a white-knuckled experience, so just be ready for it. Also, there are only a couple of streetlights in the entire park, so that makes for wonderful stargazing at night, especially during a new moon, but you're going to want to make sure you have flashlights. Now, Anchor Down is in Jefferson County, Tennessee, which is a dry county, which means no liquor stores. So if, like me, you like to have a cocktail while you're camping, make sure you bring plenty of booze with you. Otherwise, you're going to be driving 45 minutes to get to the closest liquor store. And yeah, I know that from experience. They do sell beer and wine at the local grocery store, but not on Sundays. So just be ready. There is a grocery store that's about 10 or 15 minutes from the campground. It's called Food City. And depending on the exit that you take to get to the campground, you may pass it on your way in or your way out. Unfortunately, the parking lot is not designed in a way that is conducive to bringing a big RV through there. Also, there's really not a Walmart in the immediate vicinity, nor is there any kind of an RV supply store. Now, the office does sell some basic supplies, but my suggestion would be to bring whatever toilet paper, propane canisters, black tank additives, whatever kind of materials like that you might need at your trip that you can't find at a regular grocery store with you. Now, during high season, the campground does have a food truck that they park down by the pool, and they serve things like burgers and fries and nachos and pizza and soft serve ice cream. There is one restaurant right down the street from the campground called Verardi's. They do pizza and wings, and they're pretty good. Other than that, as of summer of 2020, there are no other restaurants in the immediate vicinity. So if you're going to come, plan on cooking.